Hi, I'm Greg Ainoff. I'm the coordinator of the CFA 2009 Fires Task Force. The Task Force has been working closely with CFA staff and volunteers in preparing and responding to the Bushfires Royal Commission. Firstly, let me just outline the Royal Commission process. The Royal Commission was established very soon after the 2009 fires on Black Saturday. It's got wide-ranging terms of reference and can basically look at anything to do with the fires of January, late January and February 2009. There are three Royal Commissioners. There's Justice Bernard Teague, who's the chairperson of the Royal Commission. There's Commissioner Susan Pascoe and there's Commissioner Ron McLeod. Counsel assisting the Royal Commission is Jack Rush. Jack Rush is assisted by a number of other lawyers, and you may have seen Jack or some of the other lawyers who are working as counsel assisting presenting to the Commission. Counsel assisting also has the role of running and deciding which witnesses are heard and in what order. So he has a key role in leading evidence to the Commission. The third group of people in the Commission are the lawyers representing other parties. The Government of Victoria is one of those parties which has got leave to appear and is represented in the Commission by lawyers. And CFA is working in as part of that government team, working very closely within that team. The Royal Commission has used four key processes in gathering evidence. Firstly, it had community consultations with affected communities where they had closed sessions where they invited people that had been directly affected by the fires to talk directly to the commissioners. This was an unusual step, but the Commission decided to do it to get to understand what the issues were that the community thought were important. Secondly, they had written submissions, and over 500 written submissions have been made to the Commission by anybody who wishes to make a public submission. Thirdly, there's public hearings, and this is probably the most public face of the Commission. It's what you see on the news often at night time, and it's people giving evidence in the Commission. Fourthly, there's research and expert panels, and they're currently having expert panels on land use planning and fuel reduction burning to provide expert evidence to support the Commission. The public hearings process is probably the most important and time-consuming. Firstly, witnesses are identified. Secondly, statements are taken from those people. Then, after that, counsel assisting may decide that they need to hear further evidence from those people, and that's when those people will appear in the Commission and give oral evidence. After those public hearings on that subject are finished, counsel assisting will make submissions on what they believe are the proposed findings that should be made. All of the other parties then get to read those submissions and make submissions themselves in response to that. And then after that, everybody gets to present those submissions openly in court. That's called oral submissions. And that's probably the most visible part you'll see is the oral submissions. After that, the Commissioners will consider all of the evidence that's been given, including what's included in the submissions, and they will then make their final reports. I now want to recap on key activities that have occurred to date. The first round of hearings concluded on the 3rd of July. It was very public, there was a lot of media attention. It was aimed at finding information that could influence the interim report that the Commissioners had to make on the 17th of August on things that could be done before the current fire season, the 2009-2010 fire season. It focused on things like stay or go, warnings and the operation of the IECC, and essentially used the Kilmore East fire as a case study. Now the Commissioners made their findings on the 17th of August 2009, and the government responded with an implementation plan and presented that into the Commission. And CFA is working very hard within that government framework to deliver on that implementation plan at the moment through programs such as the Bushfire Preparedness Program and Ready for the Future program. In delivering those programs, there's been a lot of good work done by a lot of people in CFA. It's been hard work. It's taken a lot of time as well as normal business to do these extra activities, but the results are on the ground and are now being put into place. The second round of hearings started in August 2009 and completed at Christmas. In that second round of hearings, they heard evidence on each of the fires, detailed evidence on each of the fires. They also heard evidence on some systemic issues, electricity, roadblocks, and the resourcing of incident management teams. Also, arson was heard in that second round of hearings. Just to go into a little bit more detail on the fire-by-fire analysis that happened in the first week of February this year. Council Assisting made their submissions on each of the fires on the 22nd of December 2009. Those written submissions were given to each of the parties to consider. Each of the parties, including CFA working within the government, gave a response back, a written response back in late January. And in that first week of hearings in February, oral submissions were heard by each of the parties that summarised each of those submissions. Now, some of the media reporting that you would have seen picked up on only some elements of that. The media aren't reporting all of the events, they're only reporting the events they think are important or can grab some attention. And some of the reporting was a little bit incorrect in that it said it was the Commissioner's findings that were being presented in that first week of hearings, when in fact it was the findings, the proposed findings of Council Assisting, some of which were rejected by the government and some of which were rejected by other parties. It is now up to the Commissioners themselves, the three Commissioners, to go away and take all of that evidence and consider it before they make a final report and recommendations. Public hearings finish in late May. The Commissioners have programmed to hear evidence on land use planning, fuel management, roadside clearing, insurance. They want to go back and look at some other systemic issues such as firefighter safety and communications. They also want to look at organisational structure of the fire services. They are also continuing with their investigations of the cause and circumstances of each of the deaths. So each death is being investigated on the way through. The Commissioners will present their final report on the 31st of July 2010. Before I finish, I'd just like to talk a little bit about the welfare arrangements that are in place. CFA has put a lot of effort and priority into providing welfare to all of its members during this troubling time. Support has been provided to anybody who wishes to have that support when they're making a statement. Whether that statement's being made to the police as part of the Project Phoenix Task Force investigations into the causes of fires, or whether it's statements for the Royal Commission. CFA is providing support to all witnesses that have appeared in the Commission. We are doing regular briefings, regional briefings and headquarters briefings to keep people up to date with what's happening. This video is one of those briefings. We also continually keep in touch with individuals and keep them briefed as things move on. Key people that have given evidence who may have been criticised either in the Commission or by the media are regularly kept in touch with. We take the welfare of our people very seriously. From now until the end of the Royal Commission, I'll be keeping you informed with regular blog posts on CFA Connect. Please feel free to comment or ask questions on those blog posts at any time. Also, we'll be posting weekly updates and news items on CFA Connect, and every day that the Commission sits, we'll post a daily summary at the end of the day on CFA Connect. The last 12 months has been tough for everyone in CFA, and it's likely to be tough for many of us right through the Royal Commission process. I ask you to look after yourself and your fellow CFA members during that tough time and seek welfare support if needed to help you through those tough times. Thanks for watching.